Aloha, welcome back to Mystimon Saga. This is Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play. I am your host and game master, Seth R. Mitchell, and I am the writer and creator of this vast world. Today, I am once again joined by my players.
Hello everybody, my name is Twilight and I'll be playing as Adolin the Galvoan Witch Vocal, this time with electrical tape.
While I'm playing Willow,
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Ducky. I'm playing Willow the Yeton Wakan Mystimon Summoner.
Maritime?
I didn't want to interrupt anybody this time. My name is Maritime Kitty. I play Makoto, the Alpeke Animus.
And when we last left our investigators, you were given a mission by Crystal. Just before she told you that you were to be reporting to Sarah Ariane from now on, not her, because she's not technically in charge of the Wayfinder Society anymore. It's now Sarah. Anyways, you were given a mission. Your mission was to discover who might have had something to do with the destruction of the city gate. Who destroyed the gate between the Academy District and the rest of the city. That was your mission. And you checked the cameras, you couldn't really find much. Then you started asking around the school, see if anyone had any idea. You were now posing, or not really posing, but you were now acting in the role of reporters. You are now reporters, reporting for the Hidden Truths newspaper for the school. And you heard a few interesting rumors. You heard some rumors that there's something going on with the island of Izari. You heard that there's some back and forth going on between Highwind and Olympus because Highwind is very anti-religion. This is a Vicaran for you. And you heard that perhaps the Quartica Islands may be looking at reconsidering their rule on Bistiotech. You also heard that the Gola may actually be making some moves towards Atlantia, particularly the islands of Baja and Amity, which is very, very concerning. This is the first we've had any kind of, inkling of anything coming out of the Golan Empire in years. So it's highly, highly concerning. And it's also a little suspicious that it comes just after Cauldra left. But then you started getting inundated with a lot of people telling you that there were 4 students who have gone missing. 4 students of the school have gone missing. And they are asking you to look into it, to investigate it, because they are their friends and they feel like no one is doing anything about it. So you started looking into this, and it started getting weirder when you learned that 6 professors had actually been reporting these 4 students as attending when they hadn't. And then you found a lot of evidence that could be tying Miss Adia LD, Professor Adia LD, to the Circle of Krolls. But what was even more damning was what you found with Erwin Seth. You found evidence tying him to the kidnappings of these 4 students. But then you had to come to his rescue when he fell into a mental health crisis, essentially. In the end, he was arrested by the campus security, and he will face justice. Even though there are mitigating circumstances, he will get to argue those circumstances in court. And that is where we pick up as you continue your investigation. And as you continue your investigation, you come upon a scene in the main hall on the central stairs that is stand in the middle of the massive chamber. And as you're coming up these stone steps, you find Crystal here embroiled in an argument with a man with pale white skin, spectacles nearly falling off his face. He's juggling a bunch of rolled up maps, pages, and documents. Crystal's expression is one of exasperation and annoyance, as this man is hurriedly and rapidly talking over and over about something that you can't really quite make out because he is talking far too fast and stumbling over his own words in the process. All around you, crowds of students and professors have begun to gather, watching the scene before you as well. Derek, I feel I have been more than patient with you, but there is a reason I denied your tenure here. I have told you time and time again that going on and on about unproven theories makes you sound like a crazy person. Do I need to refer you to Darkont? She says as calmly as she can, though you can tell she's at the end of her rope with this person. Unproven? Just look at the maps. Look at them. If the supercontinent theory was true, then there are obviously pieces missing. Look. The man says he's fumbling dozens of rolled maps while trying to show her just 2 or 3 at the same time, dropping several on the floor in the process, which roll down the stairs towards you. As you pick one of them up and look at them, you notice circles and notes around the island of Izari in particular, while pointing out how each of the continents may have fit together in one supercontinent in the long-distant past, showing a clear gap on the eastern coast of Atlantia and the western coast of Highwind. And there is a note on Izari, is this connected to the missing land? With a society check. Please make me a society check.
Everyone?
Yes.
Public or blind?
Private. Blind. Okay. Willow? Go ahead, Willow.
I'm looking for it.
How hard is it to find?
I found it.
After 20 years? Okay, so, Willow, you believe that the missing land is actually Arctica itself. Ada, you recalled some talk some years ago, but most scholars agree that Celestion could have been part of it, as no one can determine when or even how Celestion even rose into the sky. But this man's notes don't seem to take that into account at all. Crystal groans and sighs at the same time as she is clearly lost her patience with this man. And she sees you and says, "Oh my gods, what great timing. You listen to babbling crazies all the time, don't you?" She thinks of Rat. How about you all take this one on and maybe, I don't know, get him off campus grounds? Not even supposed to be here. How he got past security is beyond me. Remind me to have a word with those idiots. And with that, she takes her leave and heads back up the stairs, likely to her office. The man turns around to you. He says, You'll listen to me, won't you? Come on, I'm not crazy. He says, "Not my diagnosis," says Dr. Jules as she walks up. "Hi, Crystal called me. This man has been a problem for a while, since even before the school opened. In my professional opinion, he suffers from paranoid delusions. But he refuses to accept any help of any kind, so there isn't a whole lot anyone can do about it. He just ignores her and says, if we just mount an expedition to Izari, there could be evidence there to prove what I have been saying. The Forgotten Land is real." Do you want to ask him more about this theory or what?
If anything, I feel like Ada would be a bit interested in it, but
That's what I was going to say.
but probably bring up the potentiality of so what was the area again?
Celestion, yeah.
Yeah, well, kind of Celestion might be that one missing piece.
And he says, no. Celestion is not connected at all. According to my studies into the matter, Celestion was never a part of the supercontinent. I think perhaps it was always floating in the sky. In fact, it has been rising higher and higher and higher at a steady rate for ages. And at the point the supercontinent began to break apart, Celestion, according to my calculations, would have been about 1,000 meters above sea level. You can make me a society check.
Another blind one?
Yes.
Yeah, because I feel like Ada would have tried to told the fact that nobody really knows how it started to float in the first place.
Yeah.
So for they know, even further back, it could have still been a part of it.
Willow, you know where society is this time?
Assuming she rolled poorly.
Yeah, last time she did, yeah. Very. Okay, so Willow, you believe wholeheartedly, for some reason, that Celestion actually came from space.
Wow. That sounds like a failure if I ever heard it.
Did she roll poorly again?
Let's put it this way: she rolled a 1 the first time. She rolled a 1 again.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
What kind of
Criticals fail both times.
god.
How do you do that?
How do I roll a 1 both times? I no idea.
The dice tell the story.
Yes, the dice tell the story. And the story that they're telling right now is Willow's an idiot.
I mean, considering
And
how
it's
she
going
was
fuzzy
bad luck
again.
with her dice.
wood. Huh?
It went fuzzy again.
Wait, is it all the way back to the consistent fuzzy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's staticky again.
Yep. You figure that out while I figure out something I forgot about again.
Is this good?
Why trying to get snuggles?
Yeah, like, is this good?
Yeah, for now.
Is it snuggle time?
Yeah, because I put on like 4 different batches of electrical tape on this to try and see if it would walk. So it's like, what could be causing interference here?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what I was trying to say before was that considering how Willow's always been within a forest of some kind, it does kind of make sense that they wouldn't really know what happens outside of it.
You think about it, it makes sense that Willow doesn't know much about society.
Right, that was what I was saying.
Ada, this is what you actually know, is the actual truth. What you know is, you know that this is only actually half true. It was rising at a steady rate until the last couple of decades, when it began to fall slowly. No one is sure why it started to fall.
Okay, then, so, while yes, it has rose over time in the past, it's now starting to do quite the opposite, although now it's starting to come back down.
No, you can't have cookies. Those are my
Like a ball
cookies.
tossed into the air.
He says, but what about the Alterns? Where do they come from? In fact, even if you talk to the Cholzian nomads here just outside, they'll tell you the stories are the very same. It's part of their oral history that there is a land that was lost and where they and the Alterns came from. You find that he is very eccentric and excitable, and he talks in a raised voice and almost shouts at you while he's fumbling with dozens of maps in his hands.
Yeah, but if anything, I would recommend bringing the volume down a little bit, or at least try and discuss this elsewhere.
Dr. Jules says, yeah, a lot of that going around. I know. This man tends to bring it out in people. If you want to take him on, you might want to bring him down to your office and get him out of Crystal's sight. I think I heard her joke about having the campus guard just shoot him. At least I think she was joking. I hope. That was off the record, by the way. Don't print that. She says with a smile as she walks off.
Duly noted. Oh, God.
And then again, if
this does genuinely get me interested.
if she did have the campus guards just shoot him, would you really be that surprised?
Considering the stuff that we've been through, no.
This has activated a new case that is available to you as an available case, the Land Forgotten. Now, you do have something else to deal with currently. You have the missing students to deal with. And that, I need to actually add that to your case log, which it's not currently. So add a new case for the missing students. And that is currently in progress. That is where we are. You are currently on the missing students case. And I will assume that you have someone go just take this guy and take him down to the archive in the sub-basement way outside of Crystal's site.
Yeah, definitely, because when it comes to this missing students case, it might be time sensitive.
Yes. In fact, that may be putting it mildly. You decided last time that the next step of your investigation would be the dormitory, to investigate the rooms of the missing students. But to do that, you're going to need to get the keys from Crystal.
So she left before we could ask.
Yeah. So you'll need to go chase her up to her office again, and it's getting fuzzy again. Sorry, Twilight's been having some problems with their microphone. Her microphone, the cord is frayed, so the wires are showing, so not a whole lot we can do about that. She needs to replace her microphone immediately.
Yeah, we only even figured electrical tape ain't doing stuff with this.
Yeah, which is a little unusual. But like I said, it was a band-aid at best.
Yeah, because I have like full kind of bits applied to not only where the bit is, but also the bits beneath it to make it more story. Yeah, but apparently even that doesn't work.
So you head up the stairs to chase Crystal down to her office. Sonura just waves you on in, and as you come into the office, you find that she's ruffling through some papers. She's really in a huff. You think she's that guy Derek just made her really, really, really annoyed. And as you come in, you're getting at Twilight. You were actually literally getting picked at by Ember.
If anything, like Ada's just going to kind of like carefully swat it away. Like she's not trying to accidentally harm it, but she's just trying to get it off of her.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Like Ember thinks that I'm some sort of tree or something.
Oh, you're here? Sorry. Ember, back to your perch. What can I do for you?
If anything, we're focusing on the missing students case at the
We
moment.
need information on missing students. We need access to the rooms so we can investigate.
Oh, right. Let me go get the dormitory keys.
Thank you very much.
Actually, it looks like I think Sonura has them.
I guess we're playing Where's Waldo.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
All right. Thank you. We will go search for them. Do you happen to know where they might be?
Just ask Sonura. She's just outside.
All right. Thank you.
So you go out into the reception room and you find Sonura there at her desk, and you ask her about the dormitory keys, and she just picks them out of her drawer and hands them to you without question.
Thank you.
Thanks. And considering how there was 4 of us, and no, 3 of us here, and 4 missing, should we each try and handle one on our own, then do the last one together?
That sounds good. If Willow can not break anything.
Or roll low
Don't wanna
rolls
break
and not
anything.
just investigate anything.
Yeah, we
I
really
wouldn't
trust
break
Willow.
anything. Yes.
No.
And
Yes. Yes.
I don't feel like she's a competent adult.
But
If that
rude.
is what she is in
Rude.
recon years.
I'm 186. I have no idea what that equivalent would be to.
Well, my cat is 2, but in human years, but in like not human years, she's like 20 or 30. So it'd be the same for
Yeah.
on.
well, either way, this at least will let us cover more ground in less time, hopefully.
If she comes back and says that, I don't know, there's clowns in the room or something, it's on you.
I was about to say, do you have anything better?
We all go and investigate, so that way there's a chance that we at least get one question right.
Nobody trusts
Yeah.
Willow.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, the more time we waste by going room to room
I
checking
have low
things,
expectations.
that could be another. That could just be another chance for us to lose those missing students. So it's really a pick your poison between time efficiency or accuracy.
I'm going for accuracy myself.
And saying our lives on the line, I'm going for time efficiency.
Time and accuracy go hand in hand.
Okay, well, let's just go to rooms and look, I guess.
Fine.
Alright.
We're wasting time arguing over it. You said time was a thing here.
Time is of the essence.
Let's
Don't use my own words against me. Let's just get going.
Don't say anything if you don't want it to be used against you.
Yeah, it's getting to the point that I'm actually looking at my NPCs list to see if there's any here who could help.
Well, it sucks when we're missing 2 characters.
Could Deidre help? Deidre, can you help?
Deirdre says, I don't trust you.
I don't have confidence. I don't have confidence in Deidre either, so.
Wow.
Well, either way, like, which one are we just going to go to false?
I have more confidence in Kawaii than I have in Deidre.
Okay, so you want to go find Koi to help you? She's at the cafe, you think.
And I'm just stating, any of the NPCs I have more confidence in than Deidre and Willow.
It's like, can we just decide which one to go to first?
Okay, pick one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I was gonna say, how about we just start with what would probably be the closest one?
Okay.
Which I'm gonna take a wild guess and say maybe Alan.
Ein's room. Okay, you want to start with Ein's room.
Yeah.
You head to the dormitory, which is a bit of ways down the road from, the academy. You go into the dormitory. As you walk in through the courtyard, you can find Koi's Grizzless and Hummer hanging around here. And actually, you think they basically live here. You think Crystal has asked her about it before, and Koi doesn't want to send her Mystimon into the flow at all. She doesn't like sending her Mystimon to the flow. So that's just a weird thing with Koi. Nobody will ever understand her. You head into the dormitory, just ignoring the Hummer that is pecking at Willow's head. Just ignore it.
Okay.
Hummer thinks that Willow's a tree.
That's fine.
And Hummer is literally a little tiny hummingbird. So you go into the dormitory and you go up the stairs to the left to head to Ein's room. And here you unlock the door and you find the room in complete disarray. Make me a perception check as you look over this scene closely. Roll from Makoto. Ada. Is Willow distracted with Hummer pecking at her head again?
Did you forget what perception was?
I wouldn't doubt it. She apparently forgot where society was. Okay.
My cat's chasing Willow's little cursor that's moving around on the map.
And Willow, you're getting a little distracted because you notice that Hummer has decided to just hang out in your hair on your head. It's just hanging out there.
She tried to lick it.
So, Makoto, this is what you find. You find dirty footprints inside the room as well as outside the room. And Ada, you find bits of torn clothing indicating that this victim might have put up a fight. And Willow is distracted with the bird in her hair.
How big are the footprints?
How big are the footprints? You think they're about a size 9.
Willow, how size are your shoes? I'm just joking.
Way bigger than that. Willow's feet are like a size 15, 16, something like that.
Okay,
maybe as big as a size
list for now.
Willow can't even find shoes.
She's off the suspect list for now.
Oh God. Like, are there any other signs that like what kind of struggle it could have been? Like either a resisting fight or they were actually trying to fight back?
Yeah, the victim, it looks to you, might have put up a fight.
Yeah, but like, was it out of self-defense or was it kind of, or were they kind of like the fire starter with it?
You're not sure. Make me another perception check, because there is
Yeah,
more in this
okay.
room to find.
So at least some kind of fight happened.
Can I make another one too?
Mute that. Forgot to mute my TV. Makoto, you've grown a little distracted with the bird hanging out in Willow's hair.
Darn.
You think the bird is trying to suck her blood. Or something.
Yeah. I mean, there's many types of species out there.
So Willow, are you going to roll perception? You rolled a 1 on the die beside, by the way.
I figured.
Another one!
I figured I rolled 1 or like low.
Okay, so Willow, as you finally started ignoring the bird in your hair, you noticed carved on the wall outside the room an unknown symbol, some kind of strange symbol. You can make me an occultism check, or you may even point it out to Ada. You can point it out to someone else if you want. So Willow, you think that this is an acrylic script. And you happen to know that Ada reads Necrylic. At least I do believe Necrylic is a language that Ada knows.
Ada does not have Necrylic.
Really?
Yeah, she has Abyssal, Dracan, Elven, Frost Elvish, Golan, Uteran, Sebelin, and Seafey.
Huh, that's unusual. Could have sworn you had Necrylic.
I mean, I eventually plan on picking that up.
Okay, so you find this strange symbol, and Willow is activating automatic writing. Why? Why, Willow? Why?
Willow, are you muted? If you've been talking this whole time, we haven't heard a thing you said.
Yeah.
Hey, God. And especially if anything, Ada actually has really good occultism stuff.
Willow, press the button. Okay, so Willow is apparently mute today.
Maybe they got sidetracked by something. I don't know.
Willow is muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah,
There you go.
now.
Hey. Oh, okay. Yes.
That would have been interesting. A mute Yeti.
It would have. Yes.
A mute Yeti.
Anyway, I think that this could work. I guess if no one else is able to read it.
When confronted with the unknown, you can receive knowledge beyond your own experience via written messages delivered by your own hand. You spend 10 minutes seated while holding a writing utensil, using it to make small circular motions. As you open your mind to the forces around you, you receive information as your hand writes on its own, guided by spirits. I don't think this applies here.
What? I say,
Willow, learn to read.
I think this
I was about to say,
would work. I think.
and I do have a bunch of things that are just generically tied to occultism.
Strange
remember-
script.
I think one of my things works with like strange things.
Strange script. You have such familiarity with obscure text that you can compel them to reveal their secrets. Once per day, you can touch a single text, such as a tome, a wall of hieroglyphics, or something similar, and understand its meaning for 1 hour. If the text is in multiple languages, you gain the ability to understand them all for only the purpose of reading the text. If the text is a code or a cipher, you don't automatically understand the text, but you gain a +2 circumstance bonus to checks to decipher it. So Willow, you think that this symbol, this strange necrylic symbol, in fact, you feel a connection to this symbol. As you look at it, you can't help but lift your hand to touch it and to feel it. As you think, it says the empty death.
MDM? Is that what you said?
The empty death.
Oh, the empty death. Oh.
You feel drawn to this symbol. And you are, Mikado, about 5 minutes later, you find Willow just standing there staring at the wall.
Nothing new there.
I have a chill.
I snap my fingers. Hey, Willow, Earth to Willow.
Dorado to Willow.
Snap out of it.
I was about to say I had a bunch of things for occultism too, and I was going to ask if I could try and do it, but I didn't want to interrupt the scene.
Yeah.
If that wakes me, if that would wake me up, I would probably be like.
In fact, actually, let's make a roll to see if it does wake her up.
Does it wake me up?
I mean, if it doesn't, I can also douse water on her.
You'll probably end up having to do that. Please, I'm gonna bring up a Kodo sheet here. Make me a medicine check.
Me?
Make me a medicine check. And this is going to go against Willow's will DC. I guess you're going to have to douse her with water because you rolled a 1 on the die.
How many nat ones is that now? 4?
Oh my
That's
god.
2 for me, at least.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Rousing
Willow rolled
splash.
2 back to back, and Makoto got really 2 in a row.
Rousing splash. You douse her with water. And as you do this, Hummer flies up out of her hair and starts buzzing around your head, and then flies off down the hallway.
I'm sorry, Birdie.
And Willow, you finally snap out of it as you now find yourself just soaked.
Oh my.
Wait,
I'm gonna
did you figure out what it said?
Oh well, I'm gonna take a picture of that.
You're right. Take a picture of it.
Yeah, I'll say
She takes a picture of the symbol.
The symbol. I'll say.
Oh.
So as you take a picture of the symbol, you get this urge to keep this picture to yourself and hide it in your trench coat so that you can look at it.
I was about to say, could I try and decipher it to just try and figure it out on my own, because I don't think Willow actually told us what it was.
Go ahead.
No.
Because when it comes to occultism, I have both assurance and automatic knowledge with this.
I think Maritime is playing with Nico.
Yeah, because I have
sitting right in front of my keyboard and she's just watching everybody move their things around. So I was like, I'll play with her. It's the first time I've ever seen her do this.
Yeah. Because I have this.
My cat's done it a lot. Snowy's done it a lot.
I basically get a free knowledge each quote-unquote round.
Okay. So you know basic facts off the top of your head. Choose a skill you're an expert in that has a recall knowledge action, and for which you have the assurance skill. You can use the recall knowledge action with that skill as a free action once per round. So you choose occultism.
Yep, so I basically get a once per round 10 plus my occultism proficiency.
Yeah, it says the symbol
my other
says
things, but one as well.
the symbol says the empty death. So now you can immediately see why Willow is drawn to it, and why Willow is now taking that picture and she's keeping it to herself and is
that answers
looking down
questions.
at that picture once in a while.
Do we see this, or?
Yes, you see her looking at the picture every once in a while.
Okay, I put my hand in and I said, Willow, give it. Snap my fingers, give it. Drop it.
Wait, do I give it?
Look it up, drop
Make
it.
a will save.
I was about to say, whatever it is, it's like
I make a will
connected
save,
to the
or
empty
will
death.
No, she has to make the will save.
She has to make it.
It's like, I need to study this.
She does not hand it over. Willow, make
this.
a flat check.
Me?
Yes.
It's just a normal D20, no mods.
Come on, Willow, give it here.
Okay, you're good for now, Willow.
I'm good.
You're good for
I
now,
need to
Willow.
study this for later. It could mean something.
You rolled a
important.
1 on the die, which triggered your murderous impulse.
Oh. Oh my god.
Willow.
Oh my gosh.
I think we have to chain her in a dungeon somewhere.
I was about
Does
to
the school
just
have a dungeon?
I just out of
The
character,
school
why
has
is
like
it
multiple basement levels.
like I was about to say,
We have
like,
to go
out of
to Crystal and
character,
have her do a write-up.
why is it that when Shadow's gone, we have the most chaotic session?
Ducky creates
It's-
chaos all on her own.
It's his own fault for not showing up.
Okay. So, now that we know Willow has gone insane,
Did she give me the paper
no,
or the picture? No.
no.
No cookies for you. Stop it, Nico. They're my cookies.
Okay, so, we can make another perception check.
Oh, God, because signs of a fight and a blaze symbol on the outside connected to the empty death. Already sending Blaze several mixed messages.
Does Makoto want to roll a perception check?
Yes. One sec.
And if anything, I'm surprised that Willow's the most chaotic one out of the three of us.
Out of the 4 of you with Shadow involved, she's the most chaotic.
But if anything, I normally say that I'm a Blade conduit for chaos, but Willow's just Blade the battery and the Blade outlet.
That's pretty mildly. Makoto, as you were fighting with Willow to get that photo out of their possession, your attention is drawn to a folded piece of paper in the corner. As you head over to that corner and pick up that folded piece of paper and open it, your heart drops. As this reads as a note from someone in a mental health crisis. That's what I'm going to call it. Implying that they are having difficulty with their gender identity, particularly how others view them. And you think that you may want to take this to Dr. Jules.
Okay. I show Ada and I guess Willow. And say, look, the student was struggling with their mental health. We should probably show this to Dr. Jules.
Why should?
Yeah, immediately.
Willow says, oh, I am very familiar with the gender confusion. But Willow doesn't elaborate. They just like what they just like
Yeah.
say.
And
Okay.
if anything, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely something to bring up.
Ada, you can make me another perception check. One more perception check in this room. Ada, on the bedside table, you find the residue of a strange plant or narcotic. Someone can attempt a nature check.
Makoto, you know stuff about medicinal stuff, right?
Yeah, Makoto does have nature. Makoto also has medicine, so medicine could also apply here too.
Yes, if anything, like she's just motioning for Makoto to come over and try and have to check it out. Or she's just stepping out of the way so she can get a closer look.
Okay, Makoto, you're not sure what this is. You have no idea what this is.
Even with my knowledge of medicine?
Yeah, even with your knowledge of medicine, I'm going to put it this way, even if you had rolled a 20 on the die, you would not be able to identify it.
So this might not be of this world, is my guess.
But you might be able to bring this to Dr. Jules. She might be able to identify it. You're not sure.
Dr. Jules might know, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is something weird. So, want to head on to the next room?
Should we split up so I can give this information to Dr. Jules, or
yes, that
you two go to the next room?
Yeah.
If anything, that sounds like the best course of action we could do.
Okay.
Yes.
Kill multiple bolts with one stone.
All right.
Okay, so I'll bring the plant and the note to Dr. Jules, and Willow and Ada go to the next room.
Ada, you're going to need to keep a very close eye on Willow.
Yeah, you're going to have to be your babysitter.
Which is partially apt considering the height difference between them.
as you're doing that, Ada, you're going to have to make a -1. You're going to have to take a -1 penalty because your focus is split between looking around the room and also keeping an eye on Willow. So you see the trouble you caused, Willow?
And I was about to say, I do have a kind of silly idea, but I'm not sure if it would actually be possible.
Makoto, you take this information to Dr. Jules. And so Dr. Jules, as you show Dr. Jules this note, she goes quiet and solemn. She says, "Believe me, if I thought they were at risk, I would have immediately brought it to Crystal. I would have made sure they received the help they needed. Look, I don't tell people this very often, Makoto. My mother took her own life years ago when she could no longer bear the trauma of what the Ghola did to her. So believe me, I take something like this immensely seriously. However, I do not believe they were ever at risk. On the contrary, they appeared quite happy. And they actually had a lot of friends, as evidenced by the fact that you were alerted to this to their disappearance by their friends. So my honest opinion is that I believe this to be fake. I don't believe this was written by them at all. In fact, they have often told me that they were quite elated with how supportive the school has been of them. Actually, I think they were also growing quite close with Rasha. I often heard Aranel was getting jealous.
Yeah, that was my concern too, that this could be fake. So that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention and get your thoughts on it.
Thank you.
What about this plant?
I'm not sure, but I think it might be similar to something that Dr. Ernman was investigating for or researching for a while. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Out of character, but who was the Dr. Ernman again?
Dr. Ernman, or Fiona Ernman, is the doctor that you learned was extorting Erwin Seth to help her to kidnap these students.
Was that the one that was trying to jump over the thing last session?
Fiona Ernman, she had radical ideas about psychology and mental health in school. She believed that broken minds simply can never get better and that the only way was for the patient to forget. She had this radical idea about using magic to essentially lobotomize the patient. And
So could this plant be part of that?
Yeah, it could very well be.
Where should we keep this for evidence for now? Do you have any suggestions?
I would suggest down in your archive.
Okay, I will make notes of what we've discussed about this plant and then put it in our archives for safekeeping.
All right.
Thank you for your help.
No worries.
Okay, I leave and I go to store the plant in a safe spot.
There. How good. Get Foundry to cooperate. Okay, so we are on the Mind Palace.
Yes.
Yep.
And you can go ahead and add the evidence that you found, Makoto.
I don't remember how to do that.
Go click the little icon that looks like a bookmark on the left-hand sidebar, and you can see there on the bottom of the list to the left, to the right of that, you can see an icon that looks like a little sticky note. You can use that to create a sticky note. You can use the one that looks like a camera to make a photo note. And you can also use the one that looks like an index card to make an index card. And you can then double click on the thing that you create to type stuff in and then click save. So there you go. That is how you create a note.
I don't know how to spell radical, apparently.
Radeical.
No E at the end. Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Okay, back to the dormitory.
There we go.
So back to Ada and Willow.
Yeah, so we've already done Bessons. How about we go for Mithril Pike next?
Okay. So you head to Mithril Pike's dorm room, and you open the door. And inside, you find it yet again in complete disarray. It is in a mess. And right off the bat, you notice the same dirty footprints as the last room. And you also notice the same sort of bits of torn clothing that indicate that this victim might have put up a fight.
Yes, so the same footprints and the same resistance indicator.
But on the way to that room, you actually had to go all the way around to the right-hand side of the building. As you go over there, make me a perception check.
And with the -1 that you mentioned before, right?
Yes, because you're trying to keep an eye on Willow. Okay. You notice chalk drawings that look like a scroll drawn on the walls in various places. You're not entirely sure what that is about. As you go into the room,
that is a really big red flag.
yeah, as you go into the room, make me a perception check with a -1. That I have noticed you have named Watching Willow.
Am I wrong, though?
It is literally listed on there as Watching Willow -1.
That's hilarious.
Is it wrong, though?
Nope.
No. I love it.
So this is what kind of catches you. This is unusual. You find drag marks that lead from the bed out of the room, and you can make me a survival check
Survival. Not
to
entirely
follow
my
the drag
strong-
marks.
Not entirely my strongest suit, but I'm
Willow
trying
could
to
also
improvise
roll
into-
survival too. I believe Willow's
Let's
quite
do
good with survival.
If anything, my survival's not really that good. Hopefully Willow's is.
Willow, make survival. Yeah, Willow's is
Says I
a
have.
bit better. A little bit better. Willow, you follow these drag marks, and they lead down the stairs, and eventually they come to a complete dead stop, seemingly at a wall. Make me a perception check, both of you.
With the same -1.
Of course.
Yeah, and actually you're asking...
Am I
is,
supposed to have a -1?
No, Willow. Just Ada, because
And,
Ada needs to be watching you.
And actually, here's an interesting question. Is this against an illusion of some
No.
was making sure because my anchor as a witch roll would give me a +1 for perception and will saves against them.
Okay. Willow, with your 20 on the die,
Well,
you realize that this wall is actually a false wall. And you find a strange looking keyhole in the shape of a wing.
of a leaf,
Of a wing.
a wing.
Yeah.
Do we have anything that
No.
can fit in this hole right
No.
here?
No.
No. That's.
So, that's a
I
little
would
out of
tell-
place.
I would tell them. I'd say, I'm pretty sure. I would say, I'm pretty sure this is a false wall. We need maybe something that's maybe some kind of wing key.
A key in the shape of a wing? What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's definitely odd considering how you mentioned that the tracks ended up to heal.
Yeah. Very unusual. Gonna head back up the stairs to the room?
At least Ada is.
I take a picture of the keyhole.
You take a
Are you
picture of
gonna
it.
try and hoard that too?
No. It's like, these
Okay.
pictures will be important later.
No, not the picture of the symbol. That's just for you.
Ooh.
And it's fuzzy again. Don't worry, I'll cut that when I'm editing. Okay, so up the stairs, back to the room. Make me a perception check. Hey, you're looking around and you can't really find anything else out of place. On to the next room. So that's Iron down and Mithril Pike down.
So that just leaves Glenda and Salma.
Yeah.
Did I meet
let's
back up
go.
with them?
What?
Well, I went to go put the plan in the archives. So did I meet back up with my teammates?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You meet back up with them as they are heading to which one?
I would probably say Salma.
Salma's office, Salma's room. Okay.
You really seem to be used to saying office.
Yeah. Yeah. You done with investigating offices last time. Salma's room, and Makoto meets back up with everyone there. Go ahead and make me a perception check as you open the door and find the same state of disarray.
And do I still have the -1?
No, not now, because Makoto's here to keep an eye on her. Okay, so Ada, along with the dirty footprints and the torn clothing and the same drag marks and the same residue on the bedside table, you find an envelope lying on the floor, kind of covered up with some stuff. You move that stuff out of the way, you pick up this envelope, and inside this envelope is a letter signed by the director of Darkon Sanatorium, Dr. Fiona Ehrman. The letter appears to be a signed order for the transfer of the student to Darkon Sanatorium.
Yeah, okay.
And it looks like this is what is like a really big red flag for you. You also see a signature that looks like Dr. Jules' signature, but you can make me, let's see, what's you can make me a society check.
Is it forged?
I don't know. Make me a society check.
My society's not very good.
Just doing this, and if it involves aside from inviting, add 1 to that.
Ada, you think this is a forgery? You think Dr. Jules' signature here is a forgery?
Oh, son of a bitch. They tried to cover the tracks with like forgery.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and bring this to Dr. Jules as well.
And
we want to wait until we investigate the next room?
Yeah, well, I was about to say it depends. Do you think that you can handle Willow on your own while I bring this up to Jules?
Oh, I can try.
Okay.
Yeah, because we can get more information kind of spread out this way.
Okay, so Makoto, you're going to have that -1 now.
Darn.
So
it was a team effort.
Yeah, Ada, as you bring this, you bring this letter to Dr. Jules, and she grows furious. See, this is exactly what I have been talking about. Look at this. That sanatorium has clearly been reading my notes. What gives them the right or authority to pry into my patients' private lives like that? I want to speak to Crystal right this second. She needs to answer this. And with that, she starts marching up the stairs towards Crystal's office before you can say a word. And you have an impossible time trying to keep up with her. And she enters the reception room in a huff and marches right through to the door, right into the door of Crystal's office, despite the protests of the secretary. Just starts banging on the door. Crystal, we need to talk right this second. And she just barges her way into the office, marching right up to Crystal and throwing the letter onto the desk. Do you want to explain this? How the gods damn undergrave are they getting access to my patient's private records? Have you ever heard of a thing called ethics?
Like I was about to say, like Ada is more or less just going to at least try and see if she could somehow catch her. Because she does still have upstep as a innate spell.
Okay.
And she's more or less just trying to tell that it was a forgery. It's not the real thing.
So Crystal picks up the letter and she looks it over, and she then looks up at Jules wide-eyed. You can't believe I had anything to do with this. Can't I? Where the undergrave else are they getting my patients' names? Says Jules. Crystal looks over to you. Where did you find this? And before you can say anything, Jules interrupts. Don't you go changing the subject, Crystal. Give me an answer now. Crystal stands right up. I have not been giving them anything. I wouldn't do that. On the contrary, they keep sending reporters over here for comment about my goddamn uncle's atrocities. Why on their undergrave would I give them anything? She says. Now, where did this come from?
We found this in a envelope that was within Salma's room.
All right. What indication do we have that this letter is genuine?
Yeah, well, I initially thought that it was a forgery because of the supposed signature at the bottom of it.
Dr. Jules says, because that's Fiona's signature, I know it well. So she's confirming that Dr. Fiona's signature there, that is genuine. It's her signature on the bottom that's fake. So Crystal turns to Jules. All right, who is this one? What can you tell me about her? And she repeats basically the same thing that you already know about her. She adds radical ideas about psychology and mental health in school. She believed that broken minds simply could never get better, and she had radical ideas about using magic to essentially lobotomize patients. Crystal ponders this and then turns to you. What are your thoughts on this? This is in your hands, but I can promise you I had nothing to do with this. If someone is leaking your patient's records to Darkond, you'll need to look elsewhere, because it wasn't me. Once you find who did it, I will have campus security arrest them. I can promise you that.
I will very much keep that in mind. And if anything, just Fiona's entire idea of broken things can't be fixed is just completely askew. Anything can be fixed with enough time, effort. Just depends on how much you're willing to put into it.
Jules rolls her eyes. Tell Fiona that.
If anything, I'll be sure to tell that when it comes to Blade Element Mystia. Kind of with that, like you could see like a few sparks appear around her hands. But either way, that's for when we eventually encounter Fiona. For now, we'll still continue.
Do you want to bring up the strange looking keyhole that you found?
Oh, yes, Ada would bring that up of where when they were looking through with metal pipes in Salma's rooms, they saw drag marks that led to what Willow surprisingly identified as a false wall, but there was a keyhole on it that was, I think she said, was in the shape of a wing.
I did have a strange box that was just on my desk for some reason when I came in here. When we first moved in here, there was this strange box on my desk. And inside was this strange looking key. I didn't know what it was. So I just kept it, but it just upped and vanished from my office one day suddenly. And the only ones with access to my office are myself, Sonora, and Sarah. The only one I can think of who might have taken it is Sonora, but to be honest, I trust Sarah with my life. So I know she wouldn't take it. And as you say this, Jules says, I have heard several of the students passing rumors around about secret passages and tunnels around and under the campus. I never thought they could be true. Crystal shrugs. Part of the Academy District was actually part of the Noble District, so it wouldn't surprise me if they had secret passages or tunnels built under or in their houses or whatever. And do you express surprise at this? That the Academy District was actually part of the Noble District?
I would probably say 75-20, leaning towards yes.
Crystal says, yeah, the Pharaoh annexed part of the Noble District to build the Academy District. It was in the papers all over a few years ago. The nobles were really upset by it. Now, if you ask Deanna, the entire city is littered with secret tunnels and catacombs and the like. She keeps telling me about these catacombs deep beneath the city. I think she calls it the Old City or something like that. Maybe I should listen to her more. Come to think of it, she once told me a while ago about a secret passage hidden somewhere in the library here in Almond Academy. I think even Kyrene brought it up once. I'm half tempted to go down there, and even with that damnable, when that damnable Pixen isn't looking, and go search around for it. If you want to go searching for it, you have my permission, and I may even join you. I'm very curious about that myself. Come to think of it, some of my patients have mentioned the same thing. I've always been curious myself if there really is a secret passage in the library. Might have something to do with these kidnappings, who knows? Says Dr. Jules. And you actually remember the same thing. You remember Gordon Shadov, I believe, or maybe it was Nafti Nahas. One of them told you the same thing about a secret passage in the library.
Oh, shoot. Like, Hefty Nahasplay mentioned some tall man in a cloak seemingly passing through a wall in the library sometime
Yeah.
around like midnight to 2 a.m. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the same passageway that you're talking about here.
Yeah. Makoto and Willow, you go to check out
Yes.
the last room, and you don't really find anything else out of the ordinary in the last room that's anything different from the other rooms. You find the same dirty footprints inside of the room as well as outside. You find the same bits of torn clothing indicating that the victim put up a fight. And you find the same carving on the outside of the room. You also find the same residue on the bedside table and the same sort of drag marks that lead from the bed out of the room. It's basically the same story from room to room. Piecing it together, Makoto and Willow, you can make me a perception check in public. You can make me a perception check in public to try to piece all of this together.
Apparently, even though I changed to public, it didn't roll.
I'll go ahead and reveal that.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe because the thing over where your languages are still set to blind.
Hmm.
Also, nice that one.
Yeah.
Makoto, what you think happened is that you think that this student was actually smoking some kind of drug, and then got into a tussle with their bedding in a just complete highness, just being high, and somehow dragged themselves out of the room.
Yeah.
Willow,
Wishing I have story points.
you do actually. You do.
No, it doesn't show mythic points.
That's the
You
same.
should.
Well,
You should say
I was
Yes,
wondering
I
if the
was
points
actually-
are the same or
That's
treated the
what I
same as
said,
story
like,
points.
In fact,
I
you're
was about to say,
supposed to
like,
start
don't
with
we start
3.
each session with one?
You're supposed to
I
start
thought
with
you
I
started-
3
had
mythic
0.
points.
I thought you start. Oh, you
Same
start with
last week,
3.
I had 0.
With
Oh.
mythic points, you start with 3.
I didn't know that.
Okay, can I reroll?
Yes.
Ah, so with Mystic, you start with 3, but with our normal story points, we start with
Yeah.
1.
So go ahead and
Nice.
re-roll that.
I don't think I did it properly. I think I was
So-
supposed to click on my last roll and re-roll it, but I did it wrong.
And accounting for Mythic proficiency, I think.
Okay, so
30 plus 6, so
Makoto
35
spends
would be
a-
the end total.
spends a story mythic point and re-rolls
Thank
that.
you.
And that is 29. A little bit better. So Makoto, what you think happened is someone broke into the room, and they then used some kind of narcotic to drug this person. And then when they were partially drugged, they started to drag the person out of the bed. And as they were being dragged out of the bed, the person woke up and started trying to fight it, but was kind of woozy from the drug. And they were then dragged from the room. So that now accounts for the footprints, that accounts for the bits of torn clothing, that accounts for the drag marks,
Mm-hmm.
and that accounts for the residue on the bedside table. So that is what you think happened. And you know, this was everyone's stuff that did this. You know that there were mitigating circumstances. So you meet back up with Ada. And Ada, I assume you tell them about the secret passage in the library that was brought up, and everything that went on with Dr. Jules, and that Crystal did have a key that sounds like it could have gone to that keyhole, but it was stolen out of her office. The only ones with access to her office are herself, Sonora, and Sarah. And Crystal wholeheartedly believes Sarah could not have done it because she trusts Sarah with her life. What do you want to do next? Do you want to go speak with Sonora? Or do you want to go investigate this secret passage in the library?
I myself think that it could be a good idea to go for Sonora next.
And perhaps we shall take a short break while you decide what you want to do.